Oh, here we go. Part 3 of the 2016 ECEA Sahara Sands Harescramble event that I have been racing. This is somewhere into my second lap. I just finished up my first lap not too long ago. That was in part 1 and part 2. So go check those ones out. Also, link will be in the description. Anyway, about halfway through the event, this is onto my second lap. I did... I did like 3 laps, so yeah, a little bit more than halfway through. And it's not getting any easier, I'll be honest. It's only getting harder. I do know where I'm going a little bit more, and just by, when I was going back and looking at these videos, I noticed it looks like I picked up my speed a little bit than compared to the first lap. But, when I was riding, I thought I was going slower because I was really, really tired. But then actually when I went onto the website after the race was over, you can actually check on your timing and what lap times you were running, and luckily every lap I kept on improving and kept on getting faster. So that was good. I didn't feel like I was. I felt like I was going slower because I was so tired. And what am I doing here? I think I'm going up a hill. Now I'm still going up a hill. This is like a hill with whoops into the hill that goes left, right, back, all over the place. Luckily, it wasn't a steep hill. It was pretty gradual, but still pretty technical, pretty tough. Get out here into the sand section. This dude goes down. I got to reroute, go around him, go right on the edge, clip the tape over there, get back onto the course, and here we go. We are now entering the grass track section. Listen, there we go. Finally opening the bike up a little bit. It's been kind of contained into the woods, particularly contained to my riding skill. But yeah, it was a lot of just riding on the clutch, first, second gear through the woods because of just how tight they were and how rough they were. It was so hard to go fast. I don't understand how some of these A riders were riding it like a motocross track. They're insane. But I know with a little bit more practice, a little bit more experience, and a lot more training, I will be able to pick up the speed and start to really be a little bit more competitive in these events. That is definitely something I am looking forward to. I am definitely going to try to work as hard as I can in the off season so I can be prepared for the next race coming up. That's definitely something that I am looking forward to. I know I need to build up my endurance a little bit. I definitely started getting very, very tired towards these last few laps, or last 2 laps. Actually, I was tired pretty much the whole race. It was definitely a tough event, but definitely one of the most fun times I've ever had on my dirt bike. Up here, I start coming up this hill. I take the inside line, lose traction, almost slide out, almost went down. It's all okay, though. Regain control and keep on pushing forward. Only got another lap and a half to go, so my goal is just to finish the race. However, I wasn't too sure how long the race actually was. They said that it was about 2 to 2.5 hours long. Wasn't really sure what that meant in terms of laps, because that was the only way I was keeping track of how long I should keep going, because I didn't have a phone or a watch out here to keep track of time. So I was more so going by laps, and when I finished my first lap, I went on to my second lap. When I finished my second lap, I went to my third lap, and by the time my third lap was over, I was pretty much ready for the race to be done with. And luckily, when I came around the corner, they did wave the checkered flag, and I was pretty happy about that because I was exhausted. Anyway, back to the race. These trails are getting even more technical, even harder to ride. There's a bunch of trees all over the place that I'm trying to cautiously weave in and out of. And whoa, watch out, hang on. That one was close. We're going to need to go check out the slow motion replay because I'm not even sure what happened there. So it looks like I was coming around this corner and I clipped the left side of my handlebars on that tree, which then sent me into the other tree that was on the right side. Luckily, we're all good. Definitely a close call. Was a little bit shooken up, but you can't let that happen, Got to put that out of your mind and focus back on the race. You can't be thinking about that stuff. This is racing. You just got to go. Keep rolling with it. And so that's what I did. Got back on the bike, and you just keep charging forward. Eventually, I make my way back out on the grass track, which was definitely a nice change of pace considering I was in those tight, narrow woods for a long period of time. So being able to come out onto this grass track, have a little bit more room, a little bit more wide open, was definitely refreshing. After some time out on the grass track, finally get back into the woods. Gonna do some woods riding again. Here we go. And that's the end of the wood riding for that time, and we're back out onto the grass track. Didn't you miss the grass track? Because I missed the grass track. I love the grass track. Just a bunch of grass with a little bit of track in the middle of it. It just screams fun. But really though, this was a pretty cool section of the track. It was just so rutted and so hard. Like, I don't know what it was about the ground, but it just made it so difficult to ride. Maybe if they just put in easier ground, then I would have enjoyed the grass track a little bit more. But if you make the ground easier, it takes the fun out of it. Then it's not challenging. You know, you need a challenge. Okay, heads up, duck! Did no one else laugh at that? I said duck, and then I put the... Okay, it was stupid, whatever. I tried to be funny. I tend to laugh at my own jokes, but I guess no one else found that funny, so just forget that even happened, and we are moving right along. I'm coming up this little hill, and I lose traction again. That just seemed to be a common theme. Whenever I would come up a hill, I would always go on an angle instead of going straight up, and then I would lose traction, and then I would just be like, why do I keep slipping all over the place? Because I'm just not properly going up the hill. I don't know, I was in race mode, wasn't really thinking too much, so that's definitely something I'm going to change for next race. You know, just looking back at the footage and seeing where I made some mistakes and just improving upon that will definitely help in the upcoming races. Yes, I'm out of the woods, and there are the pits, there are the RVs, the vans. That means that the finish line is very, very close. If I remember correctly, it's right through these woods. There's a little bit more wood sections, then I get back out, and then there's the checkpoint. So I'll be able to check in, finish up my second lap, and get on to my third lap. Go up this hill again. Last time there were a bunch of people guiding me on where to go. They are not there anymore, but hey, I still made my way up the hill. Anyway, just got to keep going forward, got to get to the finish line, and wait, what just happened? Where did the video go? Unfortunately, the GoPro ran out of battery here, and that is all the footage that I have from the race. So you guys are probably wondering, how'd the third lap go? How did I finish? What place did I get? Well, I'm going to tell you. The third lap was not fun at all. It only got worse. It only got even tougher. And I was more exhausted and started to feel even more sick on the third lap. But I did finish, which was my main goal of the race, and I actually placed pretty well too. If you haven't seen the first video, I had a terrible start, crashed in the second corner, got passed by my entire class, and then got passed by the class behind me. The class that I was in was a class of about 40 riders. It was the 250C class. I was able to make my way through the pack, made a couple nice passes, and finished 29th out of 40. So I was super pumped on that. My main two goals of the race were just to finish and not to come in last. So I accomplished both of those goals, so I was super happy with the 29th. I know it's not that great of a position, but considering the start that I had and that this was my first race, I was pretty happy with the 29th. There's a lot to improve upon, and I'm going to work hard in the off season, and I cannot wait for the next race. So thank you guys for watching, and please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.